All right, Shalom, Shalom, Israel. This is Brother Azariah from W5 Jersey, Philly. All right, coming back with another video, giving all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, which the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which the world calls Jesus Christ. Shalom, Shalom. All right, Lord willing, you brothers and sisters, you waxing mightier in your faith. All right, and Lord willing, you're increasing in your knowledge in these last days. So as you brothers and sisters notice, if you're watching the videos and if you're keeping up with the times, you see that our brothers is going into the last days a lot, and how Jacob's trouble is going to be bad. You're going to have famine. You're going to have blackouts. Are you going to have neighbor against neighbor? Are you going to have rumors of war? All right, there's a lot of things that's going to be taking place. Now, a lot of brothers, you may have just came in the truth, or you've been in the truth for a little while. You may, and sisters, you may start to become scared. All right, the spirit of fear might hop in you, because we talk about the scriptures a lot. All right, we talk about how this is going to happen and this is going to happen. Like I always say, there's one thing to say it and to actually live in it. That's why you don't want to be presumptuous. You don't want to say, well, when Jacob's trouble happens, I'm going to be good. Because Jacob's trouble might pop off and then you lose the spirit, man. And then you end up taking a vaccine. You get the jab. At first, you was just talking about how you was going to make it. But that spirit of fear, it took over you, man. All right? That happens to some brothers, and it will happen to some brothers. But those that are meant to make it out of this thing, all right, they're not going to have this spirit of fear upon them. Let me get this in the book of 2 Timothy. All right, this is the book of 2 Timothy 1 and verse 7. It says, "For Yahweh hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." So the Most High, He didn't give us the spirit of fear. That's something that comes with Satan. Satan comes and puts that spirit of fear upon you. Now, what I'm saying, I'm not saying that, oh, no brother is gonna fear. All right, you're not going to have no fear whatsoever. That's not true, because even you look at Jeremiah, Habakkuk, Job, all right, I'm forgetting somebody, all right, these brothers, they knew of the day of the Lord and they feared it. All right, you got Jeremiah 17 and 16, Job 14 and 11, all right, through 12, all right. You got Habakkuk 3 and 16. All right, I'm going to get that one. I'm going to get Habakkuk. All right. So this is the book. Salakia. All right, this is the book of Habakkuk 3 and verse 16. All right, it reads. It says, "When I heard, my belly trembled, my lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble." Meaning, he's saying, out in the day of trouble, when all hell's breaking loose, I hope you put me to death, so I don't have to see or behold the atrocities and the wickedness, not even the wickedness, the atrocities and the abominations that's going to be taking place on the children of Israel and the other nations. It's going to be overbearing. You see these sci-fi movies, they look all extra. Well, that's what the day of the Lord is going to be. The day of the Lord, hey, in our current state now, if we seen the day of the Lord on a film, we'd be like, that's a damn. It would be labeled a sci-fi movie. You know, people don't really watch sci-fi movies because they think it's over-exaggerated. Well, I got something to tell you. Oh, so-called over-exaggerated days are coming on the earth, man. All right? It's a lot of bad things that's going to take place. And Habakkuk, he said, I wish, hey, just put me to death in that day, man. He's not really trying to go through that. All right, likewise with Jeremiah, you had Job, as I said. All right, you got Amos. All right. So you have these men, they did have somewhat type of fear in them. Why? Because you got the flesh. And as I believe I said earlier, Satan, he comes and puts that spirit on you. But do you think when it came to crunch time, you think that these brothers believed in the Lord, or did their fear trump their faith? No, their faith trumped their fear. Now, that's what you have to work on and master that. You have to allow your faith and love in the Most High and trust in the Lord. It has to trump all right, the little bit of fear that may come into your body. Because as I said, you in the flesh, fear is going to happen. All right, the Lord said you're going to fear day and night for your life. All right, so man, as man or being Israel, we do fear, man. All right, you get pulled over. Hey, in the truth, you might think you're going to get shot up, man. Even more so being in the truth because you got fringes on. All right, they might know who you are. All right, oh, he's an Israelite. And it might be an Edomite. He probably just got done watching some Hebrew Israelite videos, and then he just find a way to try to get on your nerves, all right, or make it hard for you. Yeah, so you don't know if you're going to make it. Even us in the truth, we don't know if we're going to make it. You wake up, you truly don't know if you're going to make it to the end of the day. So fear does plague man. But as I said, you can't let your fear trump your faith. Why? Because we've never seen anyone that truly feared the Lord and had faith in the Lord ever be forsaken. This is the book of Psalms 37 and verse 25. All right. This is Psalms 37 and verse 25. It says, I have been young and now am old. It says, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread. So David, he just told you, he said, I've been young and I've been old. Basically telling you, I've been through it all, man. I've been there, done that. And in all my days on the earth, all right, slack you. Slack you. As I was saying, all right, David said, all the days of my life, I've never seen the righteous forsaken. When have you seen Samuel forsaken? Show me a scripture where the Lord left David for dead. Or even damn Jeremiah or Isaiah. Name one person. Look, damn Susanna, man. Read the book of the history of Susanna, and you'll truly see the Lord has never forsaken those that truly feared him or have faith in him. Susanna, she literally had the judges against her. All right, she was about to get put to death. She still trusted in the Lord, and the Lord sent somebody to help her out. This is the type of faith we must have. We must understand that the Lord's not going to forsake us. Let me get another one in the book of Proverbs. This is the book of Proverbs 10 and verse 3. It says, the Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish. So the righteous soul is not going to famish. He's not going to starve your flesh. I mean, your soul. You're always going to have what you need spiritually. Right? He's going to make sure it's there for you. But he casteth away the substance of the wicked. So the only people that truly have something to fear is the wicked. 2/3 in the other nations. Because they have done nothing but ridicule the truth. You got Jake that scoffed against the truth. All right, me personally, I was out there with a couple other brothers. Hey, you had Jake throwing eggs at us, man. All right, Jake throwing eggs and coming up as if they want to fight you. All right, and put you to death. You see, so Jake has malicious intents against the words of God. They hate God. He told you that in Psalms 85 and verse 5. All right. He said, only if the haters of the Lord would have humbled down and hearkened unto me, and paraphrasing, their days would have been a good paraphrasing or longer. All right. Who hates the Lord more than Jake? You ask Jake, you got 5 minutes for the word? Nah. Then now they on the phone. All right, they phone dead, but now they on the phone. Now somehow they phone damn got juice. It's on 1%. Talking to my mom. You see, so they have to be destroyed. And the other nations, we already know about them, man. They led you in slavery. They still got you in slavery. Where's your reparations at? All right, that should tell you enough. See that they're going to be destroyed. They have something to fear. But those that are in this truth and you say you truly believe in the Lord, you have nothing to fear, man. The scripture tells you that. Let's go to Romans 15 and verse 4. All right, this is the book of Romans 15 and verse 4. And it reads, For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. So when you go back into the days of old and read different accounts of your forefathers, they were written for your learning. All right. It says that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So the scriptures is comforting. All right. The scriptures is like, it's like you going to work. You just got done doing a 9 to 5. You come home, you kind of take your socks off, put your hands behind your back, and you just lay down and you looking up at the ceiling. And you just resting and you feel good. All right, your ligaments all resting up. All right. Your back was hurting, but now you laying down and you comfortable, man. You got your Tempur-Pedic bed. All right. Tempur-Pedic bed, Salakia. That's what the scriptures is, man. Are you kind of laid down in the scriptures and you damn find yourself lost in the scriptures? All right, but in a good way. All right, so you have comfort and hope through the scriptures of the Lord. Look at the men of old. Let's give Wisdom of Solomon 4 and verse 10. All right. I've read the whole Bible and I've never seen anybody that served the Lord be forsaken. I've never seen that. It's not in the Bible. All right. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 4 and verse 10. And that would be madness, man. All right. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 4 and verse 10. It says, it's talking about Enoch. All right. It says, he pleased Yahweh and was beloved of him, so that living among sinners he was translated. Yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul. So before Enoch could be tainted or corrupted, all right, the Lord, he took him out of the earth. That goes for us. Because now we understand you're going to be tempted. You're going to be tortured. There's a lot of things that's going to happen. But the Lord, he's never going to allow you to be tempted past what you can handle. All right? Just like we just read, hey, Enoch, if he would have stayed on the earth a little bit longer, his mind and his understanding would have been tainted. Now the Lord would have lost one of his righteous seeds. Just like now in these days that's coming. All right, the Lord's not going to allow anything to happen to you that you can't handle. I'm going to tell you this now. If you're a brother that ends up in a FEMA camp, all right, or a sister that ends up in a FEMA camp, or if you're a brother or a sister that ends up in the wilderness, you're not, well, if the Lord's dealing with you, all right, you're not there because you can't handle it. You're there because the Most High knows you can handle it. He put you in that predicament, all right? Just like, hey, if you're in a FEMA camp, hey, you got to be strong. The thoughts that should be running through your mind is, you know, the Lord, he put me in a FEMA camp, not because he wants to destroy me, Lord willing, if he's dealing with you. But this is just my challenge. I got to deal with it, man. This is my lot, and this is what I can handle, all right? That's the thought process you got to have in your mind, all right? So let me go back to this. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 4 and verse 11. It says, yea, speedily was he taken away, lest that wickedness should alter his understanding, or deceit beguile his soul. For the bewitching of naughtiness doth obscure things that are honest, and the wandering of concupiscence doth undermine the simple mind. So the things of the world and the different understandings and wickedness that's that's floating around in this world, it does overthrow certain men's mind. All right. So as we've seen, and before that happened, before the righteous he was ultimately forsaken, are being plagued by the wickedness of the world, the Lord saved them out of that. He took them away from that. Just like now, the Lord, he's going to take you out of these different predicaments that you're in. So as I said from the beginning, no one that trusts in the Lord, let me get another precept, is ever going to be confounded, all right, or left for dead. So this is the book of Sirach 2 and verse 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? All right, so that's playing upon tables. All right, so fear, you got to throw that out the window. This is the book of 1 John 4 and verse 18. All right, 1 John 4 verse 18. And it says, there is no fear in love. So if you truly love the Lord, you're not going to fear. But perfect love casteth out fear. So the elect, they have a perfect love towards the Lord, and they're not going to fear. All right? They're going to truly trust in the Lord. It says, because fear hath torment, he that feareth is not made perfect in love. All right, so as he just said, he says, because fear hath torment. Because you ever notice when you're scared of something or paranoid, for example, say you're scared of heights. Now, say somehow somebody convinces you to get on a damn roller coaster, for example. All right, and then you kind of on the ride and you thinking, you looking up, you're like, damn, I'm about to go up there, that high. Then that fear is plaguing your mind. All right, it's plaguing your mind and it's tormenting you because now you're terrified. You got some people that go on roller coasters, they damn throw up before the ride starts. Why? Because their fear, it tormented them. All right, some people that go on a ride, they next to somebody, they don't even know this person. They kind of grabbing on their arm and screaming, somebody help me, please. Why? Because they're being tormented by their fears. That's why you got to cast that out. Because if you're too busy being tormented by your fears, then you don't really have much room for faith. You don't really have much room to believe in the salvation of the Lord. Your mind is going to be overran by thoughts of fear. All right? You can't fear, man. You look at our righteous forefathers. Let me get the book of Acts. Let me get a perfect example. You see, Paul was that dude, man. All right, you can't really, you can't knock Paul. You got brothers that knock Paul, you know. But you can't knock Paul. Paul is a mighty man of the Lord. Check this out right here. This is the book of Acts 14, and I'm gonna start at verse. I'll start at verse 17. I'll get right to the point. This is Acts 14 and 19. And there came thither certain Jews from Antioch and Iconium, who persuaded the people, and having stoned Paul, drew him out of the city, supposing he had been dead. So you had these people, they stoned Paul. All right, verse 20. Howbeit, as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up and came into the city. And the next day he departed. It says, and he departed with Barnabas to Derbe. And when they had preached the gospel to that city and had taught many, they returned again to Lystra and to Iconium and to Antioch. They just got stoned by these people. But yet, Paul, he didn't have fear. He understood he can't let that fear torment his mind. He has to trust in the Lord. Ultimately, he wasn't forsaken. He got stoned. But was he dead? All right. Did he not make it to the kingdom? He missed the train to the kingdom. And now he got the ticket to the kingdom in his hand. He kind of waving it. All right, the train is gone. He just looking off in the distance. That's not what happened. All right. He was still helped. The Lord allowed him to live. Imagine getting stoned. All right. Most men not going to survive that. All right. Stones is shattering your flesh and your bones. All right. Your eyes all damn, jammed up. You get hit with a rock. All right. So imagine going through that, being stoned, and still going back to the same city that stoned you. You see, that's a level of trust in the Lord. All right? Because remember, he told you, let me get this in Bell of the Dragon, all right, 4 through verse 5. All right? And that's real mighty. All right? The very same city that stoned you went back. That's like Jake getting shot on 23rd Street, all right, by some thugs, and then they make it to the hospital, and they kind of recover. Then they walk down that very same street again as if it never happened. That's great boldness. That's the spirit that was on Paul. He was literally living out 2 Timothy 1 and 7. All right, the Lord didn't give men the spirit of fear. All right, this is Bell and the Dragon, verse 4. It says, and the king worshipped it and went daily to adore it. But Daniel worshipped his own God. And the king said unto him, why dost not thou worship Bel, who answered and said, because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living God, who hath created the heaven and the earth, and hath sovereignty over all flesh. So we know that the Most High has sovereignty, meaning power over all flesh. All right. So the Lord, he has the power to save you, or the Lord has the power to allow you to be destroyed. All right. The Most High, he created the heavens and the earth. You don't think he can't save you out of Jacob's trouble? All right. Brother, or sister, there's nothing too hard for the Lord. All right, I'm going to close out with this. This is the book of Jeremiah 32 and verse 27. All right, this is Jeremiah 32 and verse 27. All right, and it says, behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? So there's nothing too hard for the Lord. So when it comes to saving you, and you shouldn't have fear. All right, the Lord got you, man. All right, I gotta get another one. This is the book of Isaiah 41 and verse 10. All right, this is Isaiah 41 and verse 10. And it says, fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed, it's like your word, incensed against thee, shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. So anybody that seeks to bring harm to you, the Lord said he got you. All right. Hey, the Lord, you kind of you gotta look at the Lord as that ride or die friend right there, man. Except the Lord, he's not dying because he's too powerful for that. See that? So that's somebody you gotta really trust in. All right. The Lord has the Lord has say so over everything, man. So you gotta trust in the Lord, like he said, fear thou not. So with that, I'm gonna give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, which the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai, which the world calls Jesus Christ, and Kwam Yashala.